All right, listen closely. Most men go through interactions with women without ever truly understanding what's happening beneath the surface. And because of that, they keep guessing, keep overthinking, and keep missing signals that were actually very clear all along. There's a part of a woman's body that quietly reflects what she's really feeling. Not in an obvious, exaggerated way, but in a subtle, instinctive way. And when she becomes comfortable enough to let you into that space, it says more than any words ever could. This isn't about cheap tricks or fake confidence. What we're getting into here is something much deeper, something that will completely change how you read attraction from this point forward. Welcome back to. Take a second and really absorb this, because this isn't surface-level advice. It's not about memorizing lines or copying behaviors. It's about understanding how a woman communicates without speaking. There's a silent conversation happening in every interaction you have, and most men don't even realize it exists. Not because they're incapable, but because nobody ever showed them how to notice it. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever walked away from talking to a woman feeling unsure? Like maybe she was interested, but you couldn't tell for certain? Or maybe she seemed polite, but something just didn't feel right. That confusion doesn't come from a lack of effort. It comes from missing what was right in front of you the entire time. Here's the truth most people won't say directly. Attraction is rarely expressed clearly through words, but it is constantly revealed through the body. And no, not in obvious flirting or dramatic gestures. It's much more subtle than that. It happens automatically, below conscious awareness. A woman's body reacts in real time to how she feels around you. Those reactions are often more honest than anything she could say out loud. That's what we're breaking down here. The difference between guessing and actually understanding. When a woman allows certain types of physical closeness, it's not random. Her nervous system is constantly evaluating things like, do I feel comfortable with him? Do I trust him? Does his presence feel calm or does it create tension? And the answers to those questions show up instantly through her body language. That's why two different men can do the exact same thing and get completely different reactions. One interaction feels natural and welcomed, while the other feels awkward or uncomfortable. The action isn't the difference, the feeling behind it is. Most men focus too much on what to do instead of paying attention to how she feels. And that's where everything goes wrong. Picture this. You're sitting next to a woman, maybe at a cafe or somewhere casual. The conversation is flowing. It feels easy. At some point, you lightly touch her arm while making a point. Now here's the part that actually matters. Not the touch itself, but what happens right after. Does she stay relaxed? Does she keep engaging without hesitation? Maybe she even leans in slightly. Or does her body tense up? Does she shift away just a bit? That moment is everything. Most men completely miss it, but that reaction is instinctive, not calculated, and instinct doesn't lie. This all connects to something deeper in human psychology. People can sense emotion through physical presence alone. Without words, they can feel things like warmth, tension, confidence, or discomfort. And women are especially tuned into this. A woman's nervous system is always scanning for emotional safety. She might not consciously think about it, but it's always happening. So when you get physically close, she's not just noticing the action. She's reading your energy, your confidence, your state of mind. If you're tense or unsure, she feels it immediately. If you're calm and grounded, she feels that too. That's why attraction can't be faked. It's something that's experienced, not performed. Now let's go deeper, because this is where clarity starts to form. Think of physical closeness as layers of trust rather than just physical contact. Each layer represents a different level of emotional comfort. The first layer is neutral space, arms and shoulders. This is where most interactions begin, and also where many guys stay stuck. A light touch here doesn't mean attraction. It simply means she's comfortable enough not to pull away. But even here, there's valuable information. Is her posture open or slightly closed? Does she face you or angle away? Is her eye contact steady or fading? These small signals matter more than anything you could say. At this stage, she's not deciding if she wants you. She's deciding if she feels okay around you. And that's the foundation for everything else. Now move a bit further. Hands and wrists. This is where things begin to shift. Holding hands isn't just physical. It represents connection. It shows a willingness to share a moment. The wrist is even more telling. It's sensitive and not something people casually allow others to touch. So if she's relaxed with that, if she doesn't pull away, it means her guard is starting to lower. But here's the key. It's never about forcing progression. It's about whether she's naturally allowing it. When things are right, it doesn't feel like steps. It feels effortless, like there's a natural rhythm between you. If you're unsure whether you're reading things correctly, here's something simple you can start doing. Stop focusing so much on what you're saying and start paying attention to how she responds physically. Notice her breathing, her posture, how she reacts when you move slightly closer. Does she mirror you? Does she relax? Or does she create distance? Those are your real answers. Not her words, her body. Once you start noticing this, something shifts inside you. You stop needing constant reassurance. You stop second-guessing. You begin to feel more certain. And that quiet confidence is attractive on its own. Now let's move into a deeper layer, the waist and lower back. This is where instinct really takes over. When you place your hand lightly on her lower back, or stand close enough for subtle contact, her reaction is almost entirely subconscious. She doesn't have time to analyze it, she just feels it. In that moment, her body answers one question: do I feel comfortable with him being this close? If she stiffens or moves away, that's not something to take personally. It's simply information. It means the comfort level isn't there yet. But if she stays relaxed or even leans in slightly, that's a sign of growing trust. And this isn't about control or dominance. It's about how your presence feels when you enter her space. A man who is calm and grounded can make that moment feel natural. A man who is trying too hard can make the same action feel uncomfortable. The difference is energy, not technique. Now we go even deeper, the neck and the face. This is very personal territory. The neck is vulnerable by nature, and the face is tied to identity and emotion. If a woman allows you into that space, it means there's a high level of comfort. But again, what matters most is her response. Does she soften? Does the moment feel slower, more connected? Or does she pull back? Each level isn't about more physical contact. It's about deeper emotional permission. And that permission can't be forced. It has to be felt. Take a moment to think about the last time you felt truly comfortable around someone. Not just attracted, but at ease. That feeling didn't come from what they said. It came from how you felt in their presence. That's exactly what a woman is looking for when she allows deeper closeness. Here's something you can try. Next time you're with a woman, stop trying to impress her. Focus on grounding yourself instead. Slow your breathing, relax your body, stay present. Watch what happens. When you're calm, it influences her. Calm creates calm. Presence creates comfort. And comfort is where real attraction begins. Now we reach the final layer, the one that quietly reveals everything. And surprisingly, it's something most men completely overlook: her hair. At first, it might not seem important, but it actually carries deep meaning. Hair is personal. It's tied to identity, self-expression, even emotional state. It's something she naturally protects and controls. So when she allows someone into that space, it's not random. It's a reflection of how safe and comfortable she feels. But again, this isn't about forcing anything. It's about how she responds. If there's a natural moment where you gently move a strand aside and she leans into it, softens, or relaxes, that's a genuine reaction. That's not politeness. That's her nervous system responding positively. But the moment something feels forced or driven by neediness, it breaks. Because she doesn't just feel the action, She feels the intention behind it. When it's real, it doesn't feel like a move. It feels like a natural continuation of the connection that's already there. At a deeper level, when she responds positively in that moment, it means multiple things are aligned at once. She feels emotionally safe, physically comfortable, and connected, and her body reflects that. That's why sometimes you'll hear a woman say, "I don't know why, but I just felt comfortable with him." That "I don't know why" isn't confusion, it's subconscious clarity. So here's what you need to take from all of this. Stop focusing on trying to make her like you. Stop thinking about the next move. Instead, ask yourself one simple question. How does she feel around me right now? If she feels relaxed and at ease, you're on the right path. If she feels tense or distant, no technique will fix that. Pay attention, not in an overthinking way, but in a calm, aware way. Let moments breathe. Notice the small details. Because attraction doesn't live in loud actions, it lives in quiet, subtle moments. And maybe the biggest shift you can make is this. Stop trying to win someone over. Focus on becoming someone who creates an environment where they naturally want to come closer. That's where real connection begins. At the end of the day, this isn't about control or strategy. It's about understanding a silent conversation that's always happening. Every reaction, every small movement, every shift is telling you something. When you learn to read it instead of forcing it, everything changes. You stop guessing. You stop pretending. And you start connecting in a way that feels real for both of you. That's where real connection begins. At the end of the day, this isn't about control or strategy. It's about understanding a silent conversation that's always happening. Every reaction, every small movement, every shift is telling you something. When you learn to read it instead of forcing it, everything changes. You stop guessing, you stop pretending, and you start connecting in a way that feels real for both of you.